It was a shame the guy next door was so rude. If he smiled, he'd probably be drop-dead gorgeous. If he smiled, that might mean she finally had his attention. Karen peeked out the corner of her eye at the post-war bungalow on the other side of her driveway. The shared driveway. A mirror image of her house, with dark red brick and pretty white trim. A wide front porch. His bare, except for a broom. Hers had her beloved bicycle in a place of honor and a comfortable wicker conversation set, decorated with navy cushions. Between their houses sat his sensible four-door sedan. Now it was awkward. Should have told him the first time. She'd come home from work 3 weeks ago to find the house next to hers no longer vacant. Her standard welcome to the street spiel had dried up on her lips as the new resident jogged out the door and straight past her, as if she hadn't been standing next to his front walk. Technically on the sidewalk, but her intent to greet him had been clear. Hadn't it? That was followed by 2 more non-meetings, which chafed her, because she liked to be known as a friendly person. Forcing her neighbor to have a conversation crossed a line into needy. She'd been looking for a natural opening to have a conversation. Now she needed to make it happen. April was around the corner, and her Camaro was calling to be let loose on the road. As soon as the last threat of snow passed, she'd need to use the shared driveway to get 304 horsepowers of Victory Red awesomeness onto the roads. Hard to do with his fuel-efficient safety mobile in the way. She was killing time in her front yard, pretending to tidy her flower beds, planning the best way to ambush a stranger. Not her finest moment. Since he'd been home all day, he was probably going to leave soon. He worked shifts, leaving either early in the morning or around dinner time, and was often gone for the better part of a day. She felt like a stalker, but really he hadn't left her any choice. And it's not like she'd gone through his mail or trash. She really didn't know anything about him except for his schedule and where he parked, and that he had single-handedly increased the hot quotient of Wardham by 1,000%. She didn't even know how old he was, although she guessed around her age, maybe a little bit older. No way a guy in his 20s could drive that car. 2 bags of twigs later, because pretending to work had turned into actually gardening, his front door opened. She stood, stretching her back, before moving to intercept him before he could get to his car. "Hi, you must be my new neighbor." She offered her hand before remembering she was covered in dirt and quickly converted the gesture to a wave. "Karen Miller?" He nodded and stepped around her to put his duffel bag in the trunk. "So, there was something I wanted to talk to you about, if you can spare a second." Another nod and a raised eyebrow. Karen paused a beat, then continued. "The driveway, it's actually a shared lane?" He glanced between their houses, then to his car, and finally back to her. He might not be big on words, but he wasn't shy about looking at her. He didn't seem shy at all, actually. She couldn't put her finger on it, but something about his appraisal seemed like a power play. She bristled. "Look, your landlord should have explained this, and I'm sorry, but my car isn't—" "I bought it." His voice was quiet and calm, the opposite of his gaze. An unsettling combination. "I'm sorry?" "The house. I don't have a landlord." "It wasn't for sale. I'd have seen a sign." It didn't matter, but something made her want to argue the point, just because.